Hello, I'm Richard Chambers, Senior Internal Audit Advisor at Audit Board, and welcome to another in my continuing series, Agents of Change. Today I'm joined by Rupert Bamberger. Rupert is the Executive Director of Continuous Improvement at SWAP Internal Audit Services, located in the UK. There he's responsible for SWAP's innovation and transformation portfolio. This includes overseeing the development of their data analytics and automation capabilities, leading their adoption of agile ways of working, and developing SWAP's continuous auditing and risk assessment capabilities. Welcome to the show, Rupert.
Thanks for having me, Richard.
So Rupert, internal audit agents of change are described as catalysts for transformation that create value within the organizations they serve. What's your view on internal auditors' roles as agents of change, and why is it more important now for internal auditors than it may have been in the past?
Yeah, I think like you've written in your book, Rich, I think it starts with a mindset. I think it's a mindset of auditors accepting that they can do better and in an era of sort of massive change could do better. So again, I think it's reflecting on our own processes, trying to work better and actually trying to pioneer some of these new skills and technologies and model that back to the organisations we work in. I think internal audit's in a fantastic place as sometimes a sort of subsection or a small sort of bubble within an organisation to actually lead on some of those sort of innovations, skill sets, and really model that change back to the organisation.
Yeah, your title is about innovation and change. How do you kind of stimulate that spirit and that thinking within the SWAP team?
Yeah, I think it's constantly, again, challenging what we do. I think internal audit has followed a process or a methodology, and obviously we've been helpfully guided by standards, but I think a lot of organisations have then taken that and set out a very detailed process and methodology. And I think it's constantly coming back to that and challenging that and saying, we may have done that 2 years ago, we may have done that 5 years ago. Actually, let's look at that now. Is that still keeping pace with the external change, with the pace of change within our organisations? So I think it's that constantly challenging and willingness to try new things and hopefully get sort of better outcomes.
Well, you guys must be doing something right, because SWAP has been getting a lot of attention over the past years as one of the world's most innovative internal audit organizations. Can you tell us a little bit about SWAP's mission and structure?
Yeah, sure. So SWAP's a not-for-profit entity. We're sort of an innovative sort of structure that we're a partnership model. So we're owned by the partners that we serve, that we provide internal audit services to. Our mission is very simple. We want to help organisations to succeed. That's our mission tagline. And again, it's genuine. Every organisation we work for, every organisation we provide internal audit services, we want the best for them. We want them to succeed. So we do that through continuously improving, like you've said, constantly challenging ourselves. Can we be more effective? Can we be more efficient? We want to create an outstanding place to work. So our team of 75-ish sort of auditors, they're happy, they're engaged, they're motivated, they're adaptable to change. And then again, we come back to value creation. We really want to create value for our partners. We want to strive to add more value. So again, it's a fantastic company and a great mission.
And one, as I understand, that's really been growing almost since its inception. You have more partners who want to join. And so it's got to be rewarding to see that all of the innovation and all the great service you're providing is bringing in new customers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, again, auditors these days, it's a competitive market. They're attracted to organisations that want to improve, that don't accept a sort of a way of working that's worked maybe 20 years ago, 10 years ago. They're attracted to an organisation that's willing to innovate, willing to try new things, and again, hopefully create a culture of sort of happiness amongst the auditors, which then passes on to the clients who are more engaged.
That's good. You talk about happy auditors. I know you guys are an Audit Board customer, and that's one of the things that Audit Board strives to create is happy internal auditors.
Yeah, absolutely. I get it. It starts there. If you haven't got happy internal auditors, it's going to have a knock-on impact the way we deliver our work and ultimately the value. So again, happy auditors striving to create more value.
Well, you know, you and other SWAP leaders are known as advocates for adopting Agile methodologies. Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the processes maybe that you guys have taken to more of an Agile approach?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, we've purposely gone light on the Agile terminology. We very much don't work in a sort of a fully structured Agile way. We've boiled it down to sort of 5 key components. So one, we want regular touch points with our clients, whether that's weekly, fortnightly, scheduled touch points where we update them on the audit, we listen to their feedback. Again, that 2-way process is key there. So we're listening to them. Secondly, we want to kind of better structure our work. So again, we're breaking that down so it's not an audit of 3 months that's a vast audit. We actually break that down. So what do we want to achieve over the next week? What do we want to achieve over the next 2 weeks? Thirdly, we want to discuss actions as we go. I think all internal audit teams say that they do that, but certainly other ones I've worked in the past, you wait until the draft report and then you have a list of 10 actions and you're discussing them all at draft report stage. It's a huge process, there's lots of confusion. So we genuinely want to discuss those as we go, emerging observations, seek feedback, start to get responses. Ideally, risks are mitigated as we go throughout the audit. Fourthly, we want to prioritise, continuously and ruthlessly prioritise, whether that's at the start of the audit, we're looking at the highest risk first, the highest value, and we go down a list there. As things emerge in the audit, as we get more information, we reprioritise so that we're constantly picking off the highest risk and highest value. And then finally, the audit lead maintains a sort of audit overview throughout the audit. Again, previously where I've worked, you have those kind of key gateways, whether that's a terms of reference or a draft report where the audit lead comes in. It's a big review, they're often unaware of what's happened to that date. Worst case scenario, you have to rework the audit, you have to rewrite the report. So actually it's that audit lead maintaining just an oversight throughout, so you can again course correct, reprioritise. So for us that's 5 key areas of Agile. Very little Agile terminology in there, but hopefully we've sort of captured the essence of Agile.
And how do the clients respond? How does SWAP clients respond to the more Agile approach, and what's in it for them? How's it helping them?
Yeah, they absolutely love it. I mean, we often get specific comments on our post-audit questionnaire feedback that they'll take the time to write and say, we absolutely loved the Agile approach. It was transparent. We felt engaged throughout the audit. We were able to give our side of the story, which again, I think a lot of auditors, we're working on projects here. We want our clients to feel engaged. It's ultimately we're trying to enact change. So we want our auditors to feel like they're part of this process and their voice has been heard. So they absolutely love it. Again, why we've done Agile, we try and break it down into 4 key aspects. So we want sooner, we want to discuss actions sooner, and we want risk mitigated sooner. We want a smoother process, so we want clients to understand better why we're doing the work, what we're doing, when we're doing it. We want better structured projects, like I've said, those kind of break it into chunks. And again, we want happier auditors, happier clients. Again, I think that's what's in it for them, those 4 key aspects.
That's got to be, very rewarding to be able to deploy that kind of approach and then to see the response coming back. There's been a lot of buzz. Almost wherever I go in the world, somebody will mention this 1-page audit report format that SWAP has developed and has been promoting through your boss and others. What can you tell us about this? I mean, it sounds so radical and such a departure from, it's not uncommon to find internal audit departments who think if they have a 10-page audit report, it's small. So how do you do a 1-page?
Yeah, absolutely. So like you say, we've been using it for about 3 years now. And again, the clients absolutely love it. I think it was something at the time that internally some said we couldn't do, and certainly externally it was, how on earth can you condense it down to 1 page? We've included all the key information, so we include the audit objective, we include the key conclusions, the assurance opinion, the audit scope, but actually we try and use colour and visuals to try and sort of, again, it's pitched at those busy executives, chief execs, busy audit committee members. If they've got literally a matter of seconds to review a paper, we want to grab their attention and actually give them the message, tell them the story within that 1 page. Again, I think the proof is that we always offer that we can provide more information. We always give that offer in 3 years and across hundreds and hundreds of audits. I think we've had that once, that one person's requested further information.
And as I've seen it and as I've looked at it, it appears too that a lot of it looks like a dashboard, really. It looks like a dashboard with lots of dials and charts and so forth. But if you really want to know more about a topic, you can click in and it'll take you there. Isn't that right?
Yeah, so we have a separate action plan appendix, and again, we intentionally keep that separate, that we're pitching that one pager at busy executives, busy managers. Again, we have an action plan appendix which includes all the agreed actions, and again, like you say, you can click in for further information. But again, it's giving them less. If they want more, they can request it. But like I say, once in hundreds and hundreds of occasions, it's been a huge efficiency for us.
So you guys are kind of like the Apple of the internal audit. Everybody's always wondering what's the next version going to look like. Can you let us in on any future innovations that you guys are working on?
Yeah, well, certainly take that we're the Apple of audit. Yeah, that's brilliant. But yeah, we're obviously looking at generative AI now, the hot topic of sort of this moment. We've recently pushed out a generative AI tool for our team. So that's used at sort of scoping stage to sort of give us a better idea or a sense check of the background to the audit area, potential risks, expected controls, and even sort of potential tests that the auditor could do, which includes some ideas of sort of data analytics. So again, we include all the usual advice and safeguards that it's not to be taken as the tool. This is a supplementary tool. We follow our existing processes, but actually it's a really good sense check for auditors to very quickly and easily type something in and get that sort of assurance back that they're along the sort of right lines, or there's some gaps that maybe they need to explore. So we've rolled that out, and again, we're really keen with the sort of advent of generative AI to integrate that further.
Well, that's cool. I'm anxiously waiting the release of the smartphone version 15 that you guys will come out with next. Looking ahead, what do you think the biggest challenge for the internal audit profession is in the next 10 years?
Yeah, I think we've probably touched it. It's keeping pace with that level of change. It's absolutely unrelenting, and again, all indicators point to the fact that that's not going to slow, and if anything, it may actually increase. So I think it's keeping pace, whether that's at the macro level with developments such as generative AI, whether that's at your organisation. Again, the organisation will be moving at such a speed now. We'll be adapting processes, we'll be changing processes. And again, within the internal audit community, new skill sets needed, different mindsets needed. So again, it's at those three levels. It's keeping pace with the change, which will be really challenging, but equally really exciting and lots of opportunities.
Well, it's all very inspiring. Rupert, I thank you for sharing some of this insight, and good luck to you on leading innovation in such an important organization. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you very much, Richard. Thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining us. I'm Richard Chambers, the Senior Internal Audit Advisor at Audit Board.